Kofi's on the other team. We'll give him a clear on this. I'm not sure.
Right.
It's not worth it.
Well, they say defense and rebounding can overcome some shortcomings in other areas, and I thought tonight that was very much the case. We worked really hard the last 2 days and trying to emphasize the importance of keeping Nebraska under 6 threes. And that's not easy. They play with great pace. They play with great tempo. They've got 5 guys sometimes at times who can shoot it and make shots. And then I feel like we had to take advantage of them on the glass. We probably set an NCAA record for the amount of missed layups tonight and opportunities at the front of the rim. But you have those nights, and we weren't extremely sharp, but we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll move on and get ready for Northwestern on Thursday.
Joey?
We've seen Kofi get doubled quite a lot this season, but there were times there were 3 guys on him tonight. What do you think of how he handled that and kind of responded?
The first half, I didn't think he was very good at it. I thought he had opportunities to kick some balls out, and we knew it was coming. We worked on it. I thought he did a better job the second half, and I thought we gave him the ball in better positions to be successful in the second half. And it's a two-way street. It's not just Kofi getting doubled or tripled. It's our guys making sure that they're making the right reads so they can put him in a position to be successful, and I thought we did a better job of that. No more? Boy, it's my lucky night.
Brad, what happened in the second half with him? Because obviously he just made a huge impact on how that game went on both sides of the court.
Yeah, I mean, we got him the ball the first possession of the half. He missed a 4-footer, when Kofi impacts us probably more defensively and on the glass than he does on the offensive end. We need him to believe that sometimes, and he worries. He has a tendency to worry about, I'm getting triple teamed and I'm getting, that's part of maturation and growing up and understanding that. It's truly the ultimate compliment to get a double or even a triple team. You can't demand any more respect from the opponent than that. And I thought he stayed very much within himself and was quite good the second half.
In the way back, Brad, despite the team shooting only 39%, 5 guys were in double figures tonight, and I think the team is 4-0 when that happens this season. Is 5 guys in double figures kind of the magic number, or what do you think about that?
Seems to be. If I could do that every night, I'd do that every night. And that means you're scoring inside, you're scoring outside, you're scoring from three-quarter court, you're scoring from the 3-point line. And that's something that I like that balance. Again, it's frustrating to shoot 39% because I know where we got our shots, and that's a we just got, when we're locked in, we don't miss those shots, and when we're not, we miss them.
Jim?
Anything you can point to about not being as locked in as you'd like for them today?
I'm almost convinced it's more than 3 days off. We are just about over the season when we've had any, and I've never had a team that's been a part of it. I was really, really excited about having the time off simply because of Io's situation, and he played at Penn State, and I thought you're late in the year, it's really unique to get time off, and we could take advantage of it, and we did. We took 2 days off, and then came back, and we kind of lose that competitive edge. We were back on our heels. We weren't that ultra aggressive team. And so I kind of like, from here on out, learn a rhythm.
You've talked before about Allen being an elite shooter, but it seemed like tonight there was an aggressiveness to go to the rack and go to the rim and go get some offensive rebounds and help the team that way. And it's kind of his development as a player.
Well, and that's one of the things we talked about at nauseum going into this game was like the three, love the rim. Like the three, love the rim. And there's not a lot of shot blocking in there. And I think they had 3 fouls the first half, and they're not, and we're fouling you. And yet they do a good job of staying in front of you and mixing things up. And we got in a stretch where we opened the game and we took a bunch of threes, which I'm good with threes when they're coming from the right guys at the right time. Allen's just continued to blossom. And tonight, he's always great on the offensive glass, and we got a great tip dunk, and probably missed some shots that at the rim that he would like to have back.
Scott?
You were talking yesterday about how you'd like to see Trent, take some tough shots to get going, because he seems to make those 70 feet tough one.
He practices those, and I say that in all sincerity. When we in practice every day, and the huddle comes together, that we have the guys sprint into the huddle, but Trent always has a ball and he shoots a half-court shot every day. And if he doesn't at least hit the rim, if he shoots an air ball, we do it again. And so you takes tremendous hand-eye coordination. If you ever watch elite pros, I mean, they can make. I coached Michael Beasley, and I've watched Mike make 5 in a row one time from beyond half court. I mean, just there's something about that gift. But the one before that one was a tough shot, and Trent makes those, and we needed taking those shots. And it was good to see those balls going for him.
Back to Kofi, he didn't get it. He only had 1 foul, and it wasn't until less than 2 minutes left in the game. I'm just wondering, is that a sign of maturation too? And just, I don't know if you just also maybe separate on that, and then also where you would grade his progress this season. Obviously, he's had a big impact from the get-go, but just where you've seen him come as well.
I've been really pleased with Kofi throughout the season for his understanding defensively of how to not get fouls and to know how much opponents go at him. He's guarded a ball screen literally every trip. He guarded a ball screen tonight almost every possession of that game. And that's not easy, because you have to make the calls, you've got to have the right positioning, and then you've got to understand you've got elite level guards coming at you who are trying to put fouls on you. And he's been nothing short of remarkable in that area. And again, Kofi impacts us more defensively and on the glass than he does at the other end. And that's pretty special for a young kid.
Brett, obviously Iowa's got speed in the open court, but what's the other component that makes him so good in transition? Is there an instinct thing?
I think he's been in it so long in terms of playing in the open court, and he was an elite finisher on the AAU circuit. He did that at Morgan Park. He's just got a knack. He's got a gift. He's learned different release points now. He's using both hands. You start adding those pieces, and that speed, that change of pace, all becomes pretty hard to contain.
Right. Georgie, looking at the stats, is 12 for his last 50 from the floor over the past 8 games. Is it just mental? Because those are shots he's made previously. What do you do to get him out of the box?
I can't explain it. And we saw him set a freshman school record in here and didn't miss anything. And sometimes the game, as a coach, the game's evasive. It gets really hard, and I don't know why. All I know is to keep fighting, keep grinding, and it will come back to you. And you can't wallow in that moment, that it didn't work that moment. It's on to the next, and you've got to show that grit, that fight. I think we would all be very, very comfortable in here knowing every one of those shots he took tonight. I would feel great about him shooting every single time. And it was the same way at Penn State. And I mean, the ball sits on the rim and it falls out. And that the basketball gods sometimes make that very invasive. And yet, next game, next practice. And it's not because he's not putting in time. He was after a shoot around today, he spent 20 minutes, just shooting jump hooks, and got to find a way.
Yeah. Brad, you guys have excelled at getting offensive rebounds all year. 19 tonight, 14 second chance points. It seems like there's a little bit of a difference there. What do you do in practice to get these guys to get so good at that? Because I always said it's kind of muscle memory, and you either go for it or you get yelled at.
It's not just to get yelled at. But, I think that we emphasize it as a staff in every drill we do live. And we try to treat it as a shot, or as a pass, excuse me, and to go get it. And we play percentages. We chart every missed shot in the off season and where they go, and we play percentages. But it's a knack, and it's something that we demand that they do. I got upset with Kofi because he had one he just didn't go get. And, to me, offensive rebounding is the one area you can be really, really selfish. That's my ball. I'm going to go get it. And, I saw it in